The WSU Extension Master Gardener Program empowers and sustains diverse communities with relevant, unbiased, research-based horticulture and environmental stewardship education to address 9 important concerns facing Washington residents.
When we moved to the house, it was pretty boring. We loved the fact that there was a double-car garage in the backyard we could turn into a wood shop, but the yard was pretty boring. So one of the first things we decided was that we wanted to change the yard. We decided to go all the way. We just take out all the lawns and have nothing left. No lawnmower. We do not own a lawnmower. I knew I wanted to have a garden area, and I knew I wanted to have some native plants, and I thought maybe I could even mix them. And about that time, I read Doug Tallamy's book, which really promoted the idea of having your backyard be native plants. So I was really excited about that. One of the things I found out was that I'm not the only one doing this. Backyard Habitat is a program that has been working in Portland for a number of years, and they have 9,000 people who are already putting native plants in their backyard. And I planted some native plants around, and I started my garden. And my garden was doing really well. I had a squash plant that was going so big. It was a yellow squash, had big leaves, it had flowers on it, and it had one tiny squash. I finally picked it because it wasn't growing, cut it in half, and it was hollow. Why was it hollow? I looked it up, and it was hollow because it wasn't pollinated. So I started reading about native bees, and that seems to be the answer. Well, native bees do best with native plants. Well, I have native plants, and that has worked out very well. In fact, this last year, I had 3 different kinds of bumblebees come out. Well, the plants kept growing. Some of them grew much bigger than what I wanted. And fortunately, about that time, I joined the Master Gardener program. That really gave me some ideas. I moved some plants that were in the shade into a sunnier area because they did better. And I decided that I could trim and dig out some of the invasive plants and make them a little tidier. I'm getting a lot of birds now, particularly in the fall when there are seeds. And in the early spring, I have some plants that do very well for hummingbirds. Some of the native plants, the snowberry bush, the twinberry, really attract hummingbirds, and I had no idea that that would happen. One of the things I decided that I wanted to have in my garden was a fence row. That means an area where the plants are pretty thick together, where it encourages the bird to have food and possibly to nest. I got a gold certificate from the Backyard Habitat because I have a lot of natives. The Backyard Habitat liked the fact that I have layers in my yard. I have a ground cover, I have bushes, I have taller bushes, and I have some really tall ones. And with spaces in between, because that's important to leave areas for the birds to even travel between the bushes. Biodiversity is essential for the processes that support all life on Earth, including humans. Diversity promotes strength and resilience. Many human activities have led to the loss of biodiversity. It really feels good to be in my garden, and I'm feeling a lot more confident that I can make it come out the way I will feel comfortable. I don't mind a little chaos, but I don't want it to be out of control. I'm really feeling satisfied to have less lawn, more natives, and I feel like I'm supporting biological diversity in my yard.